Not Serena Williams' dead sister, Yetunde Price, getting her dead name dragged for filth on the internet after Serena showed up to the Super Bowl to perform with Kendrick. The last thing anybody expected was for Serena to even show up and perform with Kendrick, but no one still expected Drake and his fans to be this nasty about it by bringing up her dead sister. Yetunde's death was a real traumatic experience for Serena and her family, especially because of the brutal way that she was taken out. Now, Yetunde was unalived by the same gang Kendrick associates himself with, but Serena still had no problem jumping on that stage with him and doing the gang's signature dance. Child, people even said Yetunde would be rolling in her grave if she knew Serena was now associating herself with the people that killed her, just so she can get back at Drake. Okay, so as most of y'all know, Drake's career was officially buried in the ground this past Sunday when Kendrick finally performed Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. The performance was very powerful and had a lot of deep messages behind it. However, the best part was definitely during the performance of Not Like Us. The crowd was the loudest during that song, and even Kendrick clowned Drake for suing Universal Music because of the song. And did y'all catch the part where Kendrick looked directly at the camera with a smile on his face while rapping the line, "Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to Cell Block 1. The level of pettiness in this was out of this world, but of course this is Kendrick we're talking about. He didn't stop there. He brought out Serena to Crip Walk on Drake's career, and this was definitely one of the highlights of this performance. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, Drake and Serena dated on and off between 2012 and 2015, before Serena married her husband, Alexis Ohanian. Even after she got married, she and Drake were cool until he randomly decided to call her Nan a groupie. In this song, Middle of the Ocean, he raps, "Sidebar, Serena, your husband is a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no boo, it's like you coming for sushi. We might pop up on him at will like Suzuki." This was a very disrespectful bar because Alexis had never said a word about Drake a day in his life. It's like Drake thought he'd be an easy target to attack, and he decided to drop that bar on him. Now, Alexis responded to the diss with this tweet that said, "The reason I stay winning is because I'm relentless about being the absolute best at whatever I do, including being the best groupie for my wife and daughter." Serena didn't respond at the time, but she was obviously not here for this, and that's why she decided to get back at him, but it didn't get the reaction she was thinking it would get, and her dead sister, Yetunde, ended up getting dragged into it. Now, for those of you who don't know the origins of this dance, it was created in the 1970s and was associated with the Crips. They would usually do this after committing violent acts against their enemies as a way to taunt their enemies or celebrate a victory. Some of them also did it to symbolize their affiliation, communicate messages, and sometimes even spell out letters with their foot movements. Over time, the dance evolved beyond gang culture and became a mainstream hip-hop dance move, popularized by artists like Snoop Dogg. Most people do the dance now purely for entertainment without any gang relation, but people still felt it was weird for Serena to be doing all of that just to spite Drake. Okay. Now, back in 2003, Yetunde was in her car chatting with her boyfriend when two Southside Compton Crips pulled up and opened fire on Yetunde's car. Now, apparently, the Crips thought they were under attack by their rival gang and that Yetunde and her man were sent to spy on them. Her boyfriend, who was unaware that Yetunde had already been hit, he drove away from the scene while they were still raining fire on them to her mom's house, and that's when he realized that she had been hit. They then transported her to the hospital, and just minutes after arriving there, she was pronounced dead. One of the Robert Maxfield was convicted of voluntary manslaughter and sentenced to 15 years in prison, but he was later released early in 2018. But even before this, she had done the sea walk in 2012 at Wimbledon, but at the same time, nobody said anything. However, looking back, people feel like it was weird that she was sea walking when her sister was taken out by the people who invented the dance in the first place. Some people even say the reason Serena doesn't even care is because Yetunde was her half-sister, and she probably feels no loyalty towards her. One person said, "Having Serena Williams crip walking when her own sister was gunned down by a Crip is nasty work, but it clearly went over our heads. Another person said, Serena Williams' sister was deleted by Crips, and her bobblehead tail goes and Crips walk on national TV doing this weird-ish just to spite Drake, by the way. But that's not the only thing people dragged her for. People said Serena was still obsessed with Drake because she's a married woman who still felt the need to pull a stunt like this just to get back at her ex. Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith brought this up during their show, and Stephen dragged Serena for filth. He said if he was her husband, he would have asked her to go back to Drake because she's clearly thinking about him.
Knows her and Drake were together at one point in time. Right. And it seemed like everybody wanted to get their lick back on Drake.
RC's, what Stephen A. is saying, if he was in that situation and now he's married, he's not allowing none of that's happening.
Hold on, no.
That's what he said.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about him for and you with me?
I gotta get that lick back.
Go ahead, RC.
Stop it.
What?
Stop it, Stephen A.
Serena's husband saw this, and of course, he jumped on social media to defend his wife. He said, some of y'all have no idea how criticized Serena was for this same dance at Wimbledon 13 years ago, and it shows. As for Serena, she didn't care about all the backlash and posted a video of herself celebrating her little dance. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, Serena Williams might be the biggest moron I've seen so far in 2025. Imagine being married with a kid, but you're Crip walking on the Super Bowl stage to diss your ex, while your sister lies dead in the grave because Crip gangs her to death. Make it make sense. Another person said, Serena Williams' sister was by a Crip gang member, and 22 years later, she does the Crip Walk, dancing during the Super Bowl halftime show. Whatever she got paid, that's how much her soul cost. She also did it at the 2012 Olympics. Ghetto behavior. But now, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Serena sea-walking when her sister was taken out by the same people who created the dance? And do y'all think she did all this just to spite Drake? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.